Hey guys, it's your boy Acridex, aka Alex, coming up with another story time today. And I gotta warn you, this is not as crazy as the last one. It's about my first serious relationship. It's not that crazy, but it's worth talking about, right? So this story time begins in the big 2024 February. I think it was the end of February, and yeah, it doesn't really matter. So, um, I was in this English competition at the school, right? And this English competition was pretty easy. I cleared out everyone. It's your boy. He's good at English. Not really. I kind of sound stupid when I'm editing the videos and I hear myself talking, and it feels pretty weird. My English is not the best when I hear other people that are actually native speakers, but that's besides the point, right? Now, I was first in this English competition, so they sent me straight to the regional competition where I originally met her, right? Now, so I went there. We went to this waiting room. It's not really important, so I'm just gonna scrap it really quick. They were calling out names to get tested. So the first time when I got called out, I kind of fell asleep. So they really didn't know who I was when they were calling me out. And yeah, well, I was there asleep dead. Nobody knew who I was, so they just went to another person. And yeah, now when I woke up, they called me out, and there was also this girl before me when they called me out, and this is the girl we're gonna be talking about, right? So we went there. We were sitting next to each other, waiting for us to be called out to the next room where you actually get tested. I was like asking her, nervous? That one word, keep that in mind. That's what it started all. And she said, "Oh fuck yeah!" And then she started yapping about that shit. I don't really care about that. I don't really even remember what it. And she was called out first, so she got tested before me. And when she got out of the room, and I went there after her, she just looked at me in pure nervousness. She was just so anxious. I don't know what to make of it. She just complete a whole spectrum of emotions in her face when she went back. Now I went there, absolutely cleared everyone, blew everyone's minds. That's just my ego speaking. Now I went out of the room, went back to the waiting room, and she was kind of waiting there for me already. And then this guy, Frank, who was with her, actually, I thought he was trying to snatch her away from me, but that was not the case. Now, we were talking there, and Frank goes away eventually somewhere. I'm not really sure, I don't really remember. And we kind of clicked. We talked about everything, our interests. You could actually say it was our first date. That was kind of crazy. We were talking, and yeah, well, we were talking, blah blah blah. And we were talking, blah blah blah. Now, results arrived, and we saw each other on the boards, and I was fifth from the whole 50 people that were there, and people from different countries. I was like, damn, bro, I'm actually pretty good at English. And she just came up to me and just gave me a big ass hug. And I really did not know what to make of it, so I just hugged her back. We were happy, type shit, type shit. So she gave me her Instagram, and I looked at her profile, and I just saw the whole list of people that were following her. I was just like, fuck. There's people from different classes in my school that are following her, and I probably know her from somewhere. Wherever else it was, I don't know. And I was just like, fuck. That's gonna be so cringe when we're gonna be with each other, and when she's gonna break up with me, or I'm gonna break up with her. Now, we were texting with each other after the competition, arranging our first official date and where it's gonna be, where it's gonna take part, when we're gonna go to, and what we're gonna do. And yeah, well, we did. So we went there. We had a first date in our cafe, or the second date, whatever you want to fucking call it. And we had some coffee. So she was a big coffee lover. She really liked coffee, so I took her out, paid for her, and we were again talking and blah blah blah. Not really important stuff. And then we just had like a complete walk around through the whole city, talking about people we know, talking about our problems, relationship stuff. And then I was surprised that she actually walked me back home. And when we walked back home, I we had a hug. And then the cringiest thing could ever happen. I asked her, "Can I kiss you?" And I gotta say, you boy, he wasn't good at relationships back then. And I dare you, for the love of God, never fucking tell this to a girl. It does not matter if you actually think that she likes you. Please don't do it. It's cringe. Please just don't do it. I don't know how I pulled it off. Don't ask me. I'm not some Red Pill grifter. Don't participate in this stuff. Please don't say this to a girl. It's so stupid. But you gotta say, I got some more experiences from that time. Now we actually kissed, and she was like, "Whoa, he actually kissed me. Whoa, whoa." That look on her face was just giving it away. And yeah, I texted, she went away. Then I texted her back, and we were just like talking when we can see each other next time, because I was just like so excited about this shit. And yeah, well, we had another date, and that date was actually another kiss. We were just talking, and that was the first time we actually like we were hugging each other and we were just cuddling each other on a public park, by the way. And then we kissed, and I scratched her head, just relationship stuff. And then we had a kiss, went away, and blah blah blah. Now we had another date, but I'm not gonna talk about that one because I was way more insecure in that one. I was just talking about my insecurities, and I think that's the problem why she didn't want to be with me. I was just opening up to her too much. And right after that date, we just stopped texting. We didn't text each other that often. It was really dry. The conversations were not as good and as full as they were back then. And yeah, she just didn't want to text me, I guess, anymore. Right? And a month passes by. And after that month, it just went south. Things went completely south. We were not texting. She was postponing our meetups and our dates. And it just went completely south. Now, it came to that point where I just saw a big ass text from her, and she was talking about, "I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. I've just had so much in my life going on," and I gotta say, yes, she did have some pretty shitty things going on with her life. Like her mom was, I think, diagnosed schizophrenic, so not really good. And she also didn't have a dad. Yeah, well, she never get to. I think she did saw her dad, but that's not really that important. Now we just like mutually agreed to this breakup, and yeah, we did break up, and we didn't talk again. I put out a story of me playing a guitar, and this song that kind of reminds me of her. I'm not gonna leak it, but maybe in the future, because it's one of my favorite songs still. I don't really connect the song with her anymore, thankfully. And yeah, so about 2 weeks passed by, and there was this big thing coming up with our class, and those other three classes where the people that she knew, or the people that knew my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, at that time, they actually went there with each other and with us. It was a 10-day field trip, and we were going to a different country, and yeah. So we were on the bus going to a different country, completely different country. I'm from Europe, so I could say it was Croatia. We were going to the sea, swim in the sea, blah blah, hang around with people, smoke. We actually didn't smoke, and we actually drinking something there, but that's not important. Now we're on the bus, and my ex's good friend texts me all of a sudden, and she's always been known as a flirtatious bitch. She was just messing with everyone she could know. And even with a friend that was sitting next to me, she was just texting him, and I was just like, what the fuck is she doing? I don't like her. She's a bitch. She will stay in my mind as a bitch forever. And yeah, that's about it. And she texted me like, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? I was like, nothing. I'm not really seeking any conversations not right now with people. And then all of a sudden she texts me, how is your girlfriend? And I was just like staring at the text, didn't know what to make of it. I was like, "Oh, you didn't hear? We just break up with each other pretty recently." And she was like, "Oh, from the things she told me, I'm not really surprised." So when I was looking at the text, I was feeling pretty agitated from the text, and I was like, "What the fuck? What do you mean?" I was trying to be actually a good boyfriend. And she said, "Well, you weren't giving her enough attention, and then you were pretty cold on her." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And then she said, "Yeah, that's what she told me." And I was like, "Come on, that's not true." I was like, "Yeah, it's true." And then she fucking told me, "Let's talk about something different." And I told her, "Fuck you, I'm going to sleep. Hell no." And then I did. I listened to some music, and there was this girl, another girl I know, that was kind of talking to about maybe there's gonna be a story time about in the future. We're actually not with each other to get to. We're actually not with each other anymore. So yeah, maybe there's gonna be something about her in the future. Who knows? All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the story time. It's kind of cringe. I feel very cringed about this, but what can I say? Shit happens. I'm a teenager. And yeah, thank you all for listening, and bye.